Hello and welcome to the Everything is Black and White podcast YouTube channel, part of the Chronicle MUFC brand. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're going to be bringing you loads of content from now on here, stuff you won't see elsewhere across our social media. So do hit that subscribe button. I thought we'd do a quick video to talk about 5 reasons Newcastle United should be positive going into the EFL Cup final. Now, we know Newcastle got beat off Liverpool. We know Nick Pope won't be available for the final because he got sent off. And we know Martin Dubravka won't be available to replace him because he's cup tied, having played for Manchester United while on loan earlier this season. And there's some doom and gloom on social media. But I think there's 5 reasons to be positive. And I'm going to tell you what they are right now. First off, Geordies are going to be taking over London. There are going to be thousands upon thousands of Geordies in the capital over the weekend, and it's going to make for an absolutely fantastic atmosphere. We're taking a team down from the Chronicle Towers here, and we can't wait to bump into you guys, interact, have a chat. We've got 2 live events as well, and we're doing that because we know it's going to be a fantastic weekend. That Saturday is going to be absolutely bouncing. Whether you're going to be in Trafalgar Square, King's Cross, Covent Garden, wherever you are, it's going to be a fantastic weekend. And I think that sums up the passion for Newcastle United and what it would mean to win a cup. And that leads me into the second positive. I've been speaking to some Manchester United fans, and in all honesty, I don't think they really care about this cup. Some of the things I've heard saying, one Man United fan said to me, in a way, he hopes Newcastle United do win because it would mean more to Newcastle United fans than it would to Manchester United fans. That is a total disregard for this cup competition and a little bit patronising towards Newcastle United. But I tell you what, we'll take it, won't we? We'll take winning that cup, and it will mean more to Newcastle United fans than it will to Manchester United fans. Of course, Newcastle haven't won a cup, a major trophy, since 1969, that Fairs Cup triumph under Joe Harvey. In the domestic cup, you've got to go all the way back to 1955. So, of course, it will mean more because Manchester United have won so much over the last 30, 40 years. But, that just the comments I've heard are ridiculous, but that's a positive. If they don't really care, does their team really care? I don't know. One to watch out for. The third positive, right? This might not go down too well with everybody, but I thought the team played really well on Saturday against Liverpool, despite being down to 10 men. And the one man that really stood out for me was SaintMaximin. I know there's been loads of debate about him. Should he be in the first team? Shouldn't he? His lack of maybe defensive attributes costs him a starting place. Is he beneficial to Dan Burn when he's playing ahead of him because he doesn't track back, etc., etc. But I do think he had a really good game on Saturday against Liverpool. He was the one man who really looked like making something happen. Liverpool couldn't really contain him. They had to double up on him, and at times he was running the game, and it was probably his best game since that game against Manchester City when he really, really terrorised Kyle Walker. That said, that being very much the fact, probably confirms the lack of consistency within SaintMaximin this season. Of course, he's missed quite a few games through injury, but it's quite refreshing to be able to say his last really good game wasn't all the way back in August. It was against Liverpool just a couple of days ago, and I think he's potentially played his way into the starting 11 against Manchester United on Sunday down at Wembley. So that's a positive. Him on a high, him performing at his best. He is a match winner when he's in the right frame of mind. And that would, it brings a question about who he would be in the team in place of. And of course, that question is based around the fact this is the 4th positive. Bruno Guimaraes will be back for Newcastle United. Of course, sent off in the second leg against Southampton for a straight red. And a nasty challenge it was. Deserved red. He was devastated. I don't think he quite realised that he wouldn't miss the final. He had 3 games that he would be suspended for in between that second leg and Sunday's final. And he's going to be back. Newcastle United have missed him. He's such a big player. He's their best player. He's just so good on the ball, good in a tackle, got the spirit, got the energy, got the stamina. And Newcastle United have missed him. He's kind of got that record, hasn't he, that they used to have when it was just SaintMaximin to rely on. They can't win games without him. That is a negative. But the positive is he will be back. He's going to start, isn't he? He might not be as sharp as he would be, having missed 3 games, but he's been in training. He's been keeping fit. that's a big, big plus, because he would pretty much walk into any Premier League side, any top Premier League side, wouldn't he? You could see him playing for Liverpool. You could see him playing for Manchester City. He's just a top-class player, and he's going to, I think, really embrace Sunday, really embrace, cameras on him, the big, big game it is, a cup final. Him back is going to be massive. So that's positive number 4. And positive number 5, ready for it? The atmosphere within the ground is going to be like nothing else. Manchester United fans will not be able to rival what Newcastle United fans bring to the table come Sunday. Wembley is going to be a sea of black and white. And I know it's split. It's not quite split half and half, is it? 32,000 tickets or so each. And of course, Man United have sold out the allocation just like Newcastle United have. But, I'm going to go on and say it. The voice, the singing from Newcastle United fans will totally drown out anything that the Manchester United fans can do inside Wembley. And I'm sure the Manchester United fans will have a jolly good time as well. But this is all about Newcastle United trying to end that trophy drought since 1969. And I cannot wait to see all the flags. I can't wait to see war flags, what they've got planned, and all the flags that you guys have got ordered and have collected and are taken down. And just to see a sea of black and white eventually back at Wembley for a major final, it's going to be so special. And I really do think that's another positive. Everybody down there is back in Newcastle. Of course, you guys are. And everyone up here on Tyneside, everyone across the globe, your support is going to mean so much. I've been collecting videos from fans of good luck messages, and there's a real buzz. There's a real good feeling about this. Even despite that they've only won, they've only beaten Fulham in 2023, haven't they? And of course, they've had the cup games, and they are on a bit of a bad run. But you know what? I think the way they played against Liverpool, you go into this week with positives. You go into this week in much better spirits than you could have done. Down to 10 men against a resurgent Liverpool. That game on Saturday could have been an absolute disaster. 2-0 down after 16 minutes. You lose your goalkeeper. The wheels very much could have come off the whole vehicle. As it is, another metaphor, only a couple of wheels came off. And Newcastle United were the better side. They should have got a point. They had their chances. Liverpool didn't look anything special. And I just think the way Newcastle United handled themselves, there are ways to lose games when you are down to 10 men. And the way they played on Saturday is probably the best way to lose a game. As strange as that sounds, I don't think it was a disastrous performance. It wasn't a disastrous result. I think you go in this week full of positives, on a high. Look, it's Wembley week. It's a trip to Wembley, Newcastle in a cup final. I think the dressing room will be buzzing. I'm buzzing. The fans are certainly buzzing on social media. You just kind of like to forget about the result, forget about the form so far. I've seen people describing it as a mini slump. Fair enough. But look, this is one game. You turn up, you can go home with a cup. I think Newcastle United go into this in a good spirit and with a real chance of winning the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup. And I cannot wait for Wembley weekend. We'll see you guys down there. Hit that subscribe button. We're bringing you plenty more videos over the next few days, building up to Wembley. And of course, when we're down in London, for those who can't make it, we'll bring you plenty of content from a live event, from Wembley Way, loads of stuff to get involved in. And so hit that subscribe button. This has been Everything is Black and White Podcast on YouTube.